What's up, Steelers Nation? Today we're diving into a bold move from Pittsburgh that's shaking up their draft strategy. With the quarterback situation still in limbo, thanks to the lingering Aaron Rodgers saga, the Steelers have been forced to make some tough decisions in this offseason. And guess what? Their latest mock draft move suggests they're trading up for a high upside quarterback to fill that gap. And the choice is as intriguing as it is risky. Let's break it down. Despite the ongoing buzz around Rodgers, who many still believe could be the silver bullet the Steelers desperately need, his future remains uncertain. With Justin Fields and Russell Wilson already gone in free agency, Pittsburgh was left with Mason Rudolph holding down the fort, a situation that just doesn't cut it in the fiercely competitive AFC North. So, what's the game plan here? With the 2025 NFL Draft looming, the Steelers are looking to secure a quarterback with upside in the current talent pool. One name that kept coming up this season was Shedeur Sanders. But if Sanders doesn't fall, the Steelers needed a plan B. In their recent mock draft, analysts Mel Kiper and Field Yates showed Pittsburgh trading up in the early third round. They ended up sending their 83rd overall pick and a 2026 third-round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders, moving up to the 68th spot to snag Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Now, why Milroe? According to Kiper, the idea was simple. They should draft a quarterback for the long term, but they might need to draft a quarterback for the short term too. Milroe has the arm to hit DK Metcalf and George Pickens downfield, and he can take off as a runner when he gets an opening. It's a high-risk, high-reward move, a polarizing selection that's sure to get the chats going on whether his upside will pay immediate dividends or if his inexperience will hold him back. But that's not all. The Steelers' draft strategy isn't just about the QB room. The team is also focused on shoring up the defense. In a parallel mock draft scenario, Field Yates projected that the Steelers would pick Derek Harmon from Oregon with the 21st overall pick. Harmon, known for leading all FBS players in pressures from a DT alignment last season, could be the spark needed to eventually replace veteran Cam Hayward. With the run defense looking vulnerable at the end of last season, exemplified by the loss of Larry Ogunjobi, the need for a solid defensive lineman is clear. So here's the big picture. If the Steelers don't get Rodgers, they're gearing up to build a new QB foundation with a player like Milroe, balancing immediate demands with a long-term vision. And if it's not a quarterback, they're definitely not skimping on talent elsewhere, as shown by the focus on the defensive line. In a draft class that may not be as deep as 2024 or 2026, the Steelers' strategy of trading up to secure higher upside could be their best shot at turning things around. Steelers Nation, what do you think? Is the trade up for Milroe a savvy move to bridge the quarterback gap, or is it a risky gamble that might cost the team valuable assets? And how do you feel about the broader draft strategy as Pittsburgh looks to fix both their offense and defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Steelers' latest draft maneuver and want to stay updated on all the NFL offseason drama, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more insider analysis. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay bold, keep that black and gold shining, and let's ride the wave into a new season.
All right, Steelers Nation, buckle up because the offseason quarterback carousel in the Steel City just took another wild turn. We've been on the edge of our seats waiting to see if Aaron Rodgers will finally decide to don the black and gold. But in the meantime, the latest ESPN mock draft has thrown a major curveball our way. It looks like the Steelers might be eyeing a different quarterback prospect. And they're not afraid to make a move to get him. Let's dive into this mock draft madness and try to decipher what it all means for the Steelers' quarterback room. For months, the big question surrounding the Steelers has been, will they or won't they land Aaron Rodgers? It's been a saga filled with more twists and turns than a roller coaster at Kennywood. But while that situation continues to hang in the balance, the Steelers also have the 2025 NFL Draft as a crucial avenue to address their quarterback needs. As we discussed before, with the hypothetical departures of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, the quarterback room is looking a little thin behind Mason Rudolph. Now, everyone and their grandma has had their opinion on which quarterback the Steelers might target in the draft. with names like Shedeur Sanders frequently being mentioned. But landing a top quarterback in the first round can be tricky, especially if your guy isn't there when your pick comes up. However, according to this latest mock draft from the dynamic duo of Mel Kiper and Field Yates, the Steelers might have a different strategy in mind, one that involves a little bit of draft day maneuvering. Kiper and Yates, in their combined mock draft effort, had the Steelers making a bold move in the third round. They actually projected the Steelers trading up with the Las Vegas Raiders. That's right, folks. General Manager Omar Khan might be ready to wheel and deal to get his guy. The mock draft scenario had the Steelers sending their 83rd overall pick, which would have been their first pick after trading for DK Metcalf, remember that hypothetical trade, along with a 2026 third-round pick to the Raiders in exchange for the 68th overall pick in this year's draft. Now, giving up future draft capital is always a bit of a gamble, especially for a team that, as Yates pointed out, isn't exactly loaded with picks this year. However, the logic here is that a 2026 third-rounder might be a worthwhile price to pay, especially if the Steelers are projected to receive multiple compensatory picks that year. It's all about weighing the immediate need versus future assets. And who did the Steelers target with that 68th overall pick? Drumroll please, Jalen Milroe, the quarterback out of Alabama. Now, this is a pick that's sure to ignite some passionate debates across Steeler Nation. Milroe is definitely a polarizing prospect. He possesses incredible upside with his athleticism, strong arm, and ability to make plays with his legs. He can absolutely sling the ball downfield to guys like DK Metcalf and George Pickens, and when he sees an opening, he can take off and run with it, adding a dynamic element to the offense. However, Milroe also comes with his fair share of risk. He's still developing as a passer, and his decision-making can be inconsistent at times. He's the kind of player who could either become a superstar or struggle to find consistency at the NFL level. It's a high-risk, high-reward type of pick, and it certainly signals that the Steelers might be looking for a quarterback with significant long-term potential, even if Aaron Rodgers does end up in Pittsburgh. Mel Kiper himself acknowledged the ongoing Rodgers situation, stating that while there's still a good chance the Steelers could sign him, he's not under contract yet. Kiper believes the Steelers should draft a quarterback for the long term, but they might also need someone who can contribute in the short term. Milroe's athleticism and arm talent definitely fit that bill, even if he needs some time to refine his game at the pro level. Interestingly, the article also touches on the Steelers' first-round pick in this mock draft. With the 21st overall selection, Field Yates had the Steelers taking defensive lineman Derek Harmon from Oregon. This pick makes a lot of sense, as the Steelers could definitely use some young talent along the defensive line, especially with Cam Hayward entering his AGE 36 season. Harmon was a pressure machine in college, and pairing him with Keanu Benton could create a formidable defensive front for years to come. Yates even mentioned that he's holding off on the quarterback situation in the first round, suggesting that the Steelers might still be hoping to land Aaron Rodgers. The article does raise an interesting point about the quarterback class in this year's draft, compared to the 2024 and projected 2026 classes. The 2025 quarterback pool is considered relatively weak. Taking a quarterback this year, especially in the early rounds, might feel like a bit of a forced decision, similar to the selection of Kenny Pickett back in 2022. However, if the Steelers truly believe in Jalen Milroe's potential, trading up to get him in the third round could be a smart move, allowing them to address other needs with their earlier picks while still securing a quarterback with high upside. So, what does all of this mock draft speculation mean for the Steelers? Well, it certainly adds another layer of intrigue to their offseason quarterback puzzle. Are they seriously considering Jalen Milroe as their quarterback of the future? Is this a sign that the Aaron Rodgers dream is fading? Or are they simply exploring all their options and preparing for any eventuality? Only time will tell how the Steelers will ultimately address their quarterback situation. But one thing is for sure, it's going to be a fascinating storyline to follow as we get closer to the NFL draft. What do you think, Steelers Nation? How do you feel about the Steelers potentially drafting Jalen Milroe? Do you still believe Aaron Rodgers could end up in Pittsburgh? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to our channel for all the latest Steelers news and draft analysis. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. We'll catch you in the next one. Here we go, Steelers.